Hey Algebra. So I thought this was our second last week. It turns out it's actually our last week. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I want you to just try this worksheet. I'm gonna do 4 of the questions. As long as you do the other 6, and it's obvious you've tried a little bit instead of just writing random numbers, I'm gonna give you 100%. The attendance word for today, we'll go with done. D-O-N-A. We are finished. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something which we did a little bit ago, which was when you factor these into double brackets, and then when you've got them like this, you can then cancel some of those brackets. So let me show you. The first 3 questions, they've already got it in the brackets for you like this. All it wants you to do is recognize that when you've got this situation, you can cancel out the brackets that are the same. So in this case, these two could both be eliminated, and I'd just be left with x plus 6 over 1, or, which is just x plus 6. Okay? So that's the only bracket left. So do the same thing for B and C. Just look for the brackets that are the same, cancel them. If you cancel the one on top, so if there's nothing left on the top when you cancel, it would be like 1 over x plus 3 or whatever it is. So let me show you some more now. Let's do some of the harder ones. So we need to remember how to factor these into double brackets. If you remember, let's just do the top one first. Well, they're both 10. You look, so for x squared plus 7x minus 7x plus 10, we look at the last number, 10. We think about the factors of that. 1 and 10, 2 and 5. And we say, how can we add or subtract these to make negative 7? So 1 and 10, I can't get a 7 out of that, but 2 and 5, I can get 7. Now, here's the hard bit. This is negative, this is positive. So if I did negative 2 take away 5, I would get negative 7. And then if I did negative 2 multiply negative 5, I get positive 10. So for the top part here, the correct brackets are x minus 2, x minus 5. It's kind of a harder one to start with, so I'm glad I'm doing this one. Negative 2 take away 5 is negative 7. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. So you just got to keep remembering, the numbers have to multiply for the last, and they have to add or subtract for the middle number. Okay? Let's do the bottom part, x squared plus 3x minus 10. Again, I'm using 10, so my factors are 1 and 10, 2 and 5. I need to make positive 3. Again, I'm going to be using 2 and 5 somehow. Positive 3. If I did negative 2 plus 5, I would get positive 3. Negative 2 add 5 is positive 3. It might take you a while in your head to get that one. Just keep trying different things if you're not sure. So my bottom bracket is x minus 2, x plus 5. Negative 2 add 5 is positive 3. Negative 2 times positive 5 is negative 10. You can always use a calculator to help you check. So now that I've done that, and that's the hardest part, I can cancel any brackets that are the same. You see how these are both x minus 2? I can cancel them. And my final answer will be x minus 5 over x plus 5. Now that I've just got one bracket left on top, I can get rid of the brackets really, or you can keep them, it doesn't matter. But that will be your final answer. Let's try a couple more so that you can try and remember how to do these. X squared plus 8x plus 15. So let's think about 15. I've got 1 and 15, gives me 15, and then the other factor pair is 3 and 5. So this is a nice one because they're both positive. The pair I'm going to use is 3 and 5 because 3 plus 5 is 8 and 3 times 5 is 15. So those are the two numbers I'm going to put in my brackets. X plus 3, x plus 5. Now let's do the slightly harder one. On the bottom, my last number is 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4 are the factors of 12. How do I get, and now this is like negative 1x, isn't it? How do I get negative 1? 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. I'm going to have to use 3 and 4. If I want negative 1 when they add together, the 4 is going to have to be negative, and the 3 would have to be positive. So it would be this. X plus 3, x minus 4. So now that I've done that, and that's the hardest part, see if you can try and remember how to do this. We have done a lot of these, but it was a while ago. Cancel any brackets that are the same. So on top and bottom, I've got 2x plus 3's. I can get rid of them. And my final answer, which I need a little space, would be x plus 5 over x minus 4. Okay? Let me do one more with you. And if you can't remember how to do these, if you're finding this really hard, I suggest you just look up factoring quadratics again, because that will help you a lot. How to factor quadratics. Quadratic, like, square. Alright, that will help you a lot. So let's do this last one. I've got all positives for these, which is nice. So I've got to look at the number 40 first and think about the factors. There's a lot of factors for 40. So it is easier if in your head you can just think of a few first and see if they fit. But if not, you can always do this. 220, I don't think there's any 3's for me. There's 4 and 10. And then there's 5 and 8. I don't think there's any others. There might be a couple. So of those though, when I was writing it, I did notice 5 times 8 is 40. 5 plus 8 is 13. So this is it. This is the pair we want to use. X plus 5, x plus 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 plus 8 is 13. That's the right pair. And then for the bottom one, I've got a 48. So that's another rough one, because there's a lot there. There's 1 and 48. There's 2 and 24. But if you think of your times table, the one that comes to mind for this, 48 is 6 times 8. And that is the correct pair, because 6 plus 8 is 14. So I'm just skipping a little step there, because I'm running out of space. X plus 6, x plus 8. 6 eighths of 48, 6 plus 8 is 14. Play around on a calculator if it helps you to get these quicker. So now that I've done the hard bit, the last thing I do is, are there any brackets the same? Yeah, there's 2x plus 8. And that just leaves me with x plus 5 over x plus 6. If you're having a lot of trouble with this, I suggest you look up maybe notes from a while ago, or try looking up someone else on YouTube simplifying rational expressions. Maybe there's someone else who explain it in a way that you understand it better than I've been able to show you. But just remember, I just want you to do the rest of the questions in the worksheet, and as long as you try them, I'm giving you 100% this week. I'm really happy with how this has gone in general. You guys have done really well at the online work, and I got great work from just about everyone. So take care, and I'll see you all next year. Thank you.